What's going on, people? As the title say, crash test dummies. You have a lot of people in this world that are crash test dummies. And three major things I will say that make people be crash test dummies: music, memories, and movies. Now, with the music, a lot of people are living into a lot of their music that they listen to. A lot of people is trying to live out what a lot of these artists are saying, and they never lived a bit of what none of these artists are saying ever before. Like being a gangster, being a prostitute, being a thug, being a pill popper, or whatever. You know? A lot of people follow these artists into many different things, that they don't even want to do themselves. You know? And it's a sick world. It's always been sick, but it's like it's getting sicker, because that's the word that people want to use nowadays. Crashing out. Some people are crashing out for things that don't make sense. Some people are doing things in this music game for attention nowadays, and a lot of people don't want to do certain things in the music industry, but they want the money, they want the fame, they want the attention. And a lot of people don't see what's going on, where it's kind of like it's a thin line, but when you, when you look at, like, I hate using the word like regular people and so-called celebrities, when you look at them, they made it to where regular people want to get to a stature in life to be like a celebrity and get big bucks, get attention, and this is a gateway that a lot of people don't see, a lot of people don't see, but this is a gateway that must be stopped. Must be stopped. Hold on. Bless up, proud mixed child. God bless, lion love, man. Big up, big up. Canada's dark hunting history. Bless up, man. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Much love in the chat. Much love. Excuse me, I'm still here, but I'm just handling something at work right now. Excuse me. Hold tight, hold tight. Bless up, Derek. I know it's you, my brother. I know it's you. I know it's you, Derek. Much love to you, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy and thank you for your time, my brother. Well, I had a 50-50 feeling it was you. I mean, not, what's your name? Yeah, I had a 50-50 feeling it was you. Good to see you, though, Derek. Much love to you and hope everything going good with you up there in Canada. Shout out to Canada always, man. For real. True place on earth. Okay, back to what I was saying. A lot of people are playing crash test dummies to this thing we call, or should I say not we, that they call success. Because everybody is trying to climb the ladder of being on TV or making people know them, and it's a whole bunch of greed, and it's a lot of people following a dirty deed. A lot of people are following a lot of dirty deeds, because they want to tell you success is, getting a lot of money, financial gain, and a lot of materialistic things. But as you really see in the end of the day, when a lot of those so-called successful people, when they get their money and they get all them houses, all them cars, and none of them can't even live good together. They can't even understand life no more. And it's going to always get to a point with every human being in this world. Don't matter how much money you get, no matter how much material things you get, it's going to always be a problem if you don't know yourself. And that's where they have a lot of people chasing glitz and glamour. And that's why I made this title, Crash Test Dummies, because people don't want to admit it, but they're growing crash test dummies in the world. And they're making, why you think we have a thing where you have people paying bills, taxes? Some people are going broke, and some people will say some people are going broke because it's bad money management. No. You got some people that are homeless and they'll say it's the person's fault. No. You have some people that ain't got no food and they'll say it's the person's fault. So, with all you people that think like that, everything is all good in the world, and certain people don't set up things in this world to make certain people live a certain way and to put people down to the point where we have, who you think set up this thing where we call celebrities, and we got all of these different leagues like the sports league, the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, rappers, singers, jazz players. We have all these different entertainers. If you want me to draw it down to one word, we have all these different entertainers. And a lot of people that are living in life, you have humans looking up to entertainers. Now, humans looking up to these entertainers, right? What are these entertainers like really giving the people? Because the entertainers ain't giving the people nothing. The people are giving them their money, their time, and their energy. But what you get from these entertainers is entertainment. And then you have some people hoping and wishing to be like them one day. Wow, what a sick world. What a sick world we live in when you would have people want to be like people one day, and this is the life that they stare for people. Because soon the mirror is going to have to be broke. The mirror is going to have to be broke, because right now we all live in the public eye of what everybody see, and you can't say certain things because it's going to be like it's a lie, because people believe whatever they put on the news, and they believe whatever they tell them, and it will continue to go on like that. Like some people will say fake news this, fake news that. Well, people been getting fake news for over 600 years in America and around the world. It ain't gonna change until people make a change. Like you have people that's dying every day just to get people attention. Dying every day just so people can see them, but nobody sees them. And always ask the questions that nobody like to, bring forward to the world. Who's gonna help these lost souls? Huh? Is it the governments around the world? Because every day you build a new army of lost souls. Every day, even as I speak right now, is new armies of lost souls being built. And you are not teaching people about themselves, or you're not teaching people about people, or you're not teaching people about them souls. Because that's why you will have people wake up every day in stress, envy, hate, jealousy, grudgeful, bad mind. Trust me, if you knew yourself, you wouldn't think these ways about others or even yourself. Because you'll be cool. You'll be okay. You'll know how you're living. You'll know what you're living in. But as I say, and I'm going to keep on saying that a lot of people are lost on this earth. A lot of people are lost in this universe. So they will do many of things out of hand. They will do a lot of things. And nowadays people are making, excuses for the nonsense they do. They put in ice cream and cream on top of the nonsense that they do. They're giving you explanations for the nonsense that they do. And this is one of the main reasons I named this Crash Test Dummies. Okay, because we have a world where people are turning themselves into where people are turning themselves into crash test dummies for a bigger system that is bigger than them. But if they realize to overstand and to see who they truly are, you will see that the system that you are trying to work for and trying to look good for, they are nothing bigger than you. Excuse me. Time is a great teacher. Unfortunately, it kills all of us as students. And let me see, how could I let me see if I could build upon that. Yes, time does teaches us, and it is one of the greatest teachers in this universe. But if I could build upon that, brother, I will say that with the time that we have here on the physical earth, we are taking and we are leaving footprints for the next generation. And as our soul moves on and transition to the other life, we took some more stuff, and it's like, to me, it's all a learning process and an evolving process, with time. Everything is evolving and everything is growing. So as the time that we have here on earth, we have to use it valuably. And what we leave here on earth is what we leave in here on earth, But when we go on to the next life, the afterlife with our ancestors and our elders, I really know and I believe that many of us will be set, okay? Because that's what we are setting here on earth. And we're going to set certain things and we're going to leave. Certain things are going to always be left here on earth. And certain things are going to leave earth. So as they always say, everything has its place. So we are here for this time on earth. And this is why they say time is valuable. Like, don't waste your time playing with time. I'm going to say it again. Don't waste your time playing with time. Because time has no time for nobody. Okay? Like, while you there playing games and, LIP and RIP to all the people that were lost in this world. When you gone, life will still be moving on. Clocks will still be ticking. Okay? Time will still be going. So the time that you got here on earth, make sure that you use it valuably. And this is one of the reasons I'm glad the brother Proud Mixed Child put that in the comments, because that is one of the other major reasons why I made that title, Crash Test Dummies. Do you know what you're living for? What are you doing in your time? Are you living for something else and don't even know? And then when it comes time for you to realize, like, man, I messed up. We can't pay God to borrow time we living on. No, you can't pay for that. You can't pay. No matter how much money, no matter how much you meditate, no matter how much you pray, like, I remember an elder lady told me, she said, when it's your time, it's your time. No matter how much you want to pray, because you can't upset the course of life, and how everything is moving. When it's your time to leave the physical earth and the physical realm. You know, it ain't nothing about, and this is why I say that the world leaders and different people in this world, they know what they was doing when they was teaching people nonsense and not teaching the human being about the human and the soul and the spirit. They knew that people was going to live in fear for many different things. They knew what they was accomplishing. And this is why we have people all around the earth in a disarray, all confused. And we have certain people over here, they believe in this. Certain people over here, they believe in that. Certain people, this is their walk of life. Certain people, that's their walk of life. You have all, I'm going to say it slowly. You have all human beings on earth in many different divisions, many different sections. Hold on, let me read the brother comments. God first, he could never be second, and now, and how we living wrong, money can never correct it. And that's the thing, you know, like I always tell people, like, don't matter how much materialistic things you put up, none of that could ever amount to God. None of that could never amount to the Most High. None of that could never, it is never going to add up. Okay, because the materialistic, like, let me see, how could I put it? The materialistic money that man has made upon this physical earth, it don't got nothing to do with God. Okay? Let's keep God out of that. God ain't got nothing to do with their money. Okay? But they put their money to hurt God's people. Okay? And that's what they're doing. And this is why I say crash test dummies, because a lot of people are falling into the plan. A lot of people are falling into the plot where you see people are robbing people. People are stealing from people. People are doing many different things or hurting people for what? Money. And then again too, as I say, it's not money too, but it's a lot of people not being wise and not knowing what they're living in. Not knowing why they're living, not knowing what life is. Because if you know what life is, you wouldn't think about harming a person mentally, physically, or spiritually. You wouldn't want a person to feel pain if you know what life is. You know, certain people, and this is why I always say certain people try to manipulate life and play with life. Bless up, Nuestra Familia. Bless up, man. Bless up. God bless you as well, man. God bless all of us, man. For real. God bless all of us. Every single person on earth. You know, we gotta let the devil know he'll never get off on us because our soul is never the exit. And you know what? Like I always tell people, like we're going every day, all of us wake up. Don't matter what it is, don't matter high or low, in the middle, don't matter how it must go. Yes, we wake up every day to keep on stepping and keep on burning the devil. I don't care. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care who it is. You know, we wake up every day to burn evil. Every day. Every day. Okay? It ain't no stopping. It ain't no stopping because they'll like to get up every day and continue to do the nonsense. Well, you know what? Simple and plain. God is more powerful than the devil could ever be. God is more powerful than any so-called higher beings. You know, like people always want to put the devil or like nonsense negative energy, comparing it to God. And this is why I tell people I could walk outside with my head up high. Because you know why? I'm never walking alone. I'm walking with Jah. Okay? Like, that's my backup. That's my security. That's all I need. Okay? And once I got that, I got everything. And that's for everybody else, too, in the chat and around the world. Okay? That, like, your heart good, your heart clean, your heart pure. God knows all of us. So it ain't about no like how people that say, "Oh, I did this for God," and I like, nah, man. Like the Most High know what you do before you even do it. You know, so when you see a lot of people brag and boast about God did this for me, God did that for me, I don't really like a lot of that stuff. I don't like that. Because as I always say, if God did it for you, what about the people that can't help themselves? Hmm? What, what make you so special that God helped you and he didn't help other people that were starving because people were starving because people made a certain system to make people starve? So don't tell me that God bless you and he didn't bless others when it was human beings enslaving human beings and making them feel hungry, making them feel bad. So don't like when God bless you, make sure he bless others too when he bless you. I'm not with that of you being blessed only and everybody else around you is not blessed. I'm not with that. I don't like that. I don't subscribe to that. You know, I don't get that. Like, I know what God did for me. God did this for me. Like, okay. You know, because I'll make a bigger example, but this is real life. When Trump and Putin had their meeting the other day, it was still people being killed in Russia and Ukraine. Okay? Bodies were still being dropped. But we could all look at that press conference that Putin and Trump had. Hold on, let me get my coffee. We could all look at that press conference, you know, that Trump and Putin had, and everybody will look at it so calm and like it's nice, right? But the thing is, who is gonna really say like, yo, y'all wilding out, y'all going crazy? Cause as I said, when Trump got out of his car and when Putin got off of his airplane and they met on that airstrip and they was walking on that red carpet with each other, people were still dying in Russia and Ukraine. Bodies was being dropped. And this is why I will talk against all these world leaders always, because you talking about you want to cease fire or you talking about peace, right? This war been going on, I think, for like now 3.5 years since 2022. And whether people want to look at it in the correct way, let's just look at it. Big up, Bucks. Big up, man. Let's just look at it for real. Putin, they'll use the word invaded, you know, but I'm going to put it in my own words. Okay, I'm going to put it like it should be. He kicked down the door in Ukraine and said, I'm coming for what I want. I'm coming for what is mine. I'm coming for what I want to take back. Okay, and they've been having meetings, right? But you're having meetings on the behalf of people, lives being on the line. Whether these people come down to a disagreement or an agreement, right? That's when bodies are so-called stop dropping. Don't any one of us think that that's crazy and is sick to the whole universe and the world itself? Don't you think that that is sick? That men gotta have an argument or an agreement for bodies to stop dropping? Because I'm asking you, forget about the different things that's going on behind the scenes, right? And this is why I would tell you, none of these people believe in God. You know, these presidents and prime ministers. Because you know bodies are dropping for your stupidity, right? But you tell the American people, the Canadian people, the Russian people, the Ukrainian people, you tell the people different stories on TV, on the news. You broadcast different stories of whether it's Trump was acting up in the meeting or Putin was acting up in the meeting. They will tell people different stories to make somebody look good, make somebody look bad. But at the end of the day, you would have people in, like, for, I'm going to make a bigger example too with the Russia and Ukraine. And this is why I say crash test dummies. You have people in Ukraine right now, and I'm not going to call them dummies, that the Ukraine Prime Minister, he did the only thing he could do is try to fight back. Okay, and protect his country of not letting his country get overtaken by Russia. And whether people want to call it right or wrong, to me, I'm be honest to you, I thought he was correct. You know, like, yeah, it's bad for bodies to be dropping, but when you're a leader and you have to protect people, whether other people like you or not, you have to do certain things. And he had to be a president and protect Ukraine the best he could against big Russia. Now, looking and doing my little reading, this is one thing, and this is why I say a lot of people in America don't know this. And this is why I say, whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're black, white, no matter what you are, but you living here in America, they wouldn't tell people this though. But you could look it up, because it's over $160 billion. Now, we have a lot of problems going on here in America, right? But whether it was Democrats or Republicans, our officials and our so-called, I'm going to say so-called because they're not leaders of minds. They're leaders of the people that think they're leaders in their minds. Now, the so-called leaders of America, right, done gave Ukraine over $160 billion for weapons and protection. Now, this way you got to understand how sick these people are. And this is why I say crash test dummies. You gave them over 160 billion, right? But then America, no, because people will want to say it's Trump or Biden. No. It's America. It don't matter if it's Republicans or Democrat. This is America. Red, white, and blue. Okay? America. Okay? Went and tried to belittle the Ukraine president. But now you're picking, because Trump is just like people, let's stop playing this nonsense, man. Trump is a puppet, okay? Just like every other American president in American history, okay? A puppet, okay? Like, whew. Oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, Trump is just doing the work that his masters are saying to do, and he is saying and doing what they want him to do. Because he could talk all that trash too, right? But your administration, your cabinet, has something to do with giving some of that money as well too, okay? And that's why I don't like when the Democrats and Republicans try to make the American people arguing whether it's on the Democrats or the Republican side. Stop it, okay? Because at the end of the day, we have to live in America together as people, okay? Not for their nonsense, okay? They're the ones sending our people in America to wars, and our people are the ones that are dying, okay? You want to call them soldiers? They're soldiers to you, but to us, they are our family, they are our friends, they are husbands, they are wives, they are children, okay? They are people. You don't care about them. They are soldiers to you only that'll take commands, but to us, they are family and friends. But some people don't understand that around the world when this thing you call war. Because war, they take human bodies and they take your mind. You're not you're not a human no more after you enter into certain armies and certain branches. You're not a human no more because you have to take certain commands, and no disrespect to no person that's serving the army around this world, because I have people that I know that serve in the U.S. Army, the Marines, and many different branches, and many of them told me that they couldn't tell me. Hold up. Yeah, excuse me for that. I have many friends that fight in different branches and family members as well. And I remember asking them certain questions that I want answers to. And you know what? I remember the latest one of my boys, Puerto Rican. He's a Marine. And I asked him about Trump, like I think it was like a month or 2 months ago. And it was like, he said, Skinny, I respect you, but I can't tell you certain things. And I said, I get it. I get it. And I'm gonna respect it with whether it's him or whether it's a lady that I know in the Marines or anybody. I'm gonna respect it because I know that they're in something where you may feel a certain way and you want to express how you feel, but a lot of them can't say what they want, you know, and you'll have to wait till years upon years later. Why you think nowadays you see a lot of Navy SEALs talking, a lot of Army men and women talking, whether it's documentaries or whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Twitter, whether it's anywhere? Because you know what? They held a lot of that in. And a lot of soldiers, they had to let it out. Because they seen things, they heard things, and they did things. So I understand when many of them say that they can't talk about it or they don't want to talk about it. Because certain people, it drives them back to a certain time. It drives them back to a certain mind state where they don't want to think about that because a lot of soldiers do got PTSD. And it hurts a lot of them, mentally, physically, and spiritually. It hurts a lot of them. And I get it. I get it. Because that's where it comes back to, my three major points, the music, the memories, and the movies of turning people into crash test dummies. A lot of people, they think about certain things, and it gets into their mind and it takes over their mind, body, and soul. And some people don't know where some people on the public, they call it people are possessed. Or people like, they let the devil take over them, or they let negative energy take over them, or they let dark matter take over them. Don't let dark matter or any of them stuff take over you. Remain strong. And if you can't remain strong, don't be afraid to tell somebody that you feel weak and you need them to help you feel strong again. I'm going to say it again. Don't ever be ashamed to tell somebody that you know that you feel weak to help you get strong again. Okay? Because that's where we have it in this world where people are scared to express themselves to whether it's family, whether it's friends, or whether it's to the Most High. People are scared to express themselves, but no, don't be scared to express yourself. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Don't keep that clogged in. Don't make it like a clogged toilet, or don't make it like a clogged sink. Okay? Burn that out like some Drano. Burn it out. Let that joint out. You know? For real, because some people be thinking, and certain things that they think about, it may trigger them. You know? And that's why I brought up about the soldiers. Certain soldiers, they get triggered by certain things that they have to talk about again. They get triggered by certain things that they have to see again. You know? And that's why I say we living in a world where a lot of people copy off of many different things that they see. And this is one of the main reasons why I named this Crash Test Dummies. Because a lot of people are following things that they don't want to follow. But you know what? It'll be easy to say that some people do things just to do things. Nah. Everything got its position in this world. Everything has a purpose. Okay? Don't let people tell you that. Like, yeah, they did that for no reason. No. Just because you may not overstand it, don't mean that it don't got a reason and a purpose. Okay? Because every action has a purpose in this world. Every action. Okay? It has a purpose, and every action has a life that it's gonna live. Okay, so when you see certain people acting up in this world, that action is gonna lead on others to copy it or to even stop it. Okay? It's a give and take in this world. It's a give and take, man. As we want to fight for positive energy and we want to fight to see people do good, you have to understand there's people on the other side where they want people to be miserable. They want people to be stressed out. But nah, don't do that. Don't stress yourself out. Don't be miserable like them people that can't help themselves. Every day they wake up and they just want to be miserable. Some people, they be wanting to believe that it's not people like that in the world, but it is people like that. They get up out their slumber, get up off of that pillow or whatever they getting off of, and they're stressed. They're mad at the world. But one thing that you have to realize with some of those people, or I should say the majority of those people, many of them are mad at themselves. And the only way that they could make themselves feel good is to throw that behavior upon other people and not keep it on themselves. So they will throw it upon other people. And then the thing is so real about life. Some people are not playing with people. So some people will wake up with negative energy. And you'll probably go to work and curse somebody out with your negative nonsense. And next thing you know, one of your coworkers, y'all end up getting into a fight and they beat you up. You know, like, you have to understand the energy that you wake up with, you may really get it back. It may not be at that moment, but it will happen, because people thinking that this universe is not going to give you the same energy that you give it back. You don't run this universe, okay? You're just like you're a piece and a part of this universe, but don't ever think that you're bigger than the universe, where you wake up every day and everything is going to run to your command or everything is going to be how you want it. No. Sometimes stuff may be upside down. Sometimes stuff may be to the left. Sometimes stuff may be to the right. Okay? It's not going to run how you want it to run. But it's for you to live in life and to be comfortable and to blend in with what you have to live. And that's life. It ain't going to be how you want it. I'm waking up. you know what, and it's gonna be like everything of what I say. No, you might get some bumps and bruises, but you know what? You gotta know how to maneuver around them bumps and bruises. You gotta know how to put some cocoa butter on them bumps and bruises. Now, we're going to get to the next part, the movies. I remember when I was probably a teenager, they used to say that hip hop music was steering people into doing a lot of things. But before 1973 and 1978, movies been out in Hollywood and people been following a lot of things that been going on in Hollywood. People like, commercials in America and around the world done made a lot of people smoke cigarettes. Commercials in Hollywood that made people drink beer, wine, liquor, moonshine, whole bunch of things. Sniff coke, okay? All of these things that they parade in their movies, all of these things that they sell in their movies. And the thing is, you can make people do whatever in a movie, right? And it's correct in the world. But if you fight for human rights, or if you fight for people being battered and beaten, that's not right. But you could put anything you want in a movie. Anything can happen, and they'll try to act like they're fighting for human rights when they don't like certain things in a movie. But no, you've been making it go on for so long. So if you think that you take a little part out of a movie, or you take a certain line out of a movie, do you think you're putting a band-aid on a cut that been bleeding for a long time? No. Okay, because that cut is still bleeding. It's just that you got the band-aid there, and it's still like the blood's still squirting out. So how much killings do we see on our movies every day? Okay. How many they make everybody look good on the movies. That's things that are supposed to be bad. They make things look good. Okay? For example, everybody that watched Snowfall, you watch Franklin Saint be a smart, intelligent kid. In the first season, Franklin Saint was smart, smart. Bless up, open-minded, bless up. He was smart. Very intelligent. But you didn't know, his Uncle Jerome was the gangster and the drug dealer. You didn't know, watching the first episode, that Franklin Saint was going to end up selling drugs. End up being one of the biggest over there in Oakland. But when you looked at Snowfall, and you seen from the first episode all the way until the last episode, he went through so much money. He went through so much materialistic things. But you know what? At the last episode, I gotta say, in watching TV, that was one of the most craziest TV show's final episodes, because it showed you through people was watching Snowfall all these years. And then it got to the point where the last episode, you seen what happened, His plug tripped on him. Mad family members. And what is it? If I'm correct, at the end of the day, Leon was the only one that held him down and had his back after that. If I'm correct, I remember when they wanted to take the house, and Leon said he would pay for the house. And he said, nah, it's okay. It's okay. Franklin Saint known on the last episode, and like that episode was so touching because it showed you that he know what he did. This was a man that made so much money off of certain things, right, that we call bad. But he knew at the last episode that he was down to his last, and he knew that that was the last run. He knew he was done for. He knew everything was done. And when I looked at that last episode, I said he knew he made his bed and he was okay to lay in it. He was okay. Hold on. Let me read y'all comments. Big up, open-minded. Big up, man. Knowing the character's face, people still want to emulate what they see. They saw the movie how they killed Scarface and he died by season season the words that inspired him. The world. Wait, hold on. By saying the words that inspired him. The world is yours. Aspirations sometimes come with a price tag. Yes, it does. I watched the movie Claudine. We came so far, but we have so much further to go. And that's right there. When some people be saying that, like, I keep on telling people that we got so much further to go. And like, when I tell people that a lot, like some people look at me like I'm crazy, and I say, well, you could look at me like I'm crazy, but what I done seen in my life and what people done seen in their lives before me is nothing crazy of what I'm saying or what any one of us lived, you know. So we have further to go, and like, if I could build upon that of what he just said of further to go, it's like people wake up every day, as I just said a few minutes ago, and they want to see some people happy. Some people wake up, they want to see some people sad. I'm going to say it like this, man. You live and you learn. I done seen people throw dirt on my name, and you know what? I forgave those people, but I never forgot. And I hold no ill intent to them long as they don't touch me physically. And I learned to move on from certain people and certain things in this world, because your strength is more valuable, okay? Your strength is more valuable. Okay. Claude. Well, I never seen that movie. I gotta hold that, put that up on my bucket list. Anybody seen the movie Claudine? I'ma keep it real. I don't watch none of those shows. Well, let me see. I can't even remember how I started watching Snowfall. I think. Well, that's good you don't watch TV, Proud Mixed Child. Because like the old people used to say, you ain't missing nothing. No, you ain't missing nothing. But me, I wouldn't say that I watch these because I fully like them. You know, because I know what it is. There's a lot of, how can I put it? I know it's just recycling the crime and recycling the same energy that they want to recycle in our communities, and our people are following it, you know. And that's another reason why I put Crash Test Dummies, because our people in the hood would watch certain TV shows and movies, and like the brother just said, you would emulate something on a TV show, but you wouldn't emulate something that's real and good. You would emulate what they're teaching you, but you won't emulate something that your people is teaching. You'll emulate death, but you won't emulate life. You know, like, you would want to be somebody that you're not so bad so other people could look at you. But just remember, the other people that are looking at you, they're laughing at you and not with you, okay? Because one thing, this is why I said the crash out. I made this because there's a lot of people I seen crash out. You know, a lot of people, we watch them crash into walls. People want to see you crash into walls. You remember what it was, the car commercials when we was kids, the crash test dummies, when they see how good a seatbelt was, and you watch the two people inside a car and they go crash straight into the wall. Well, it's one person driving in the car and there's everybody around laughing at you. Don't crash into that wall. Make sure you turn that car around and you go to the real success, okay? You find yourself. And within finding yourself, you help somebody find themselves too. Okay, let me read your comments. Excuse me. Okay. Why I need to watch the news when I walk out my house and see the news in front of me every day. True talk. You know, I put it even, we live the news. Okay? We live it. Okay? Like, the life that they portray on the news, right? We live I wouldn't say a harder life, but we live what you put on your news that is fake, and we have to live something real. Okay? We have to see those to make it a real example. We the ones see the coroner coming in the neighborhood. Okay, we are the ones that seeing a body on the floor in the street for 3 hours. We are the ones that seeing a neighborhood block shut down because they won't let somebody or anybody walk down this block or drive down this block. Why? Because there's a body on the floor. And what do you have to do? You have to wait a couple of hours until the coroner comes. While that body is what? What? What is happening to that body? They got a sheet over that body on the floor. It's not funny. It's not a movie. It's not a TV show. It's real life. And like when you watch the news, that's why it would make some people go crazy if watching the news and you watch them repeat the same old thing. Like, if y'all could repeat the same old thing, right, and it's getting people sick and tired of hearing your nonsense, you have to really imagine the people that live it. You know, like every day you're seeing this. You know, as the brother said, gotta come outside of your front door. Boom, you see garbage, or you see fights, or you see this and that. And like I said in one of my lives the other day, it get to the point where some of us got normal. You know, some people made it normal. You know, they made it normal where they got disconnected from the mind, body, and soul to where seeing a dead body was like getting coffee or getting a new cup of tea or getting some juice, you know, or getting some ice and just drinking it down. You know, and like, I remember when my homegirl told me one day, she was like, Delvin, she said, I know a lot of us maybe thought that that was normal, but she said a lot of us, we don't really, and this is deep right here what one of my homegirls told me like 4 years ago. She said a lot of us don't really check how hurt we are when we try to block that out. You know, and I remember we was on the phone and I'm there like, to be honest with y'all, I was like, what does she mean? You know, and I said, what do you mean? She was like, well, people that grow up in the hood in the ghetto, if you see a dead body, you may cry first 2 days, the average person. Then after that, it happened again next week. Then it keep on happening. Then it keep on happening. To the point where you be like, yo, Jerome died, Marcus died, Julian died, Chris died, Jay died. And you be like, yeah, those is my boys, man. I miss my boys. You know, and hold up. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. We are the news. Only we ain't the headline. You can find us in the obituaries. And that's for real. We are the news. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to read it again. We are the news. Only we ain't in the headlines. You can find us in the obituaries. And that's like, that been sad since I could remember as a kid. You know, like, and if I could interpret that, when you look at the headlines and you see certain people like this school got a grant for $30,000, or these kids down here are doing good. These kids, they got scholarships in this school. You never see the good things, right? But you know what? You found out Jerome died last night. You found out Jerome probably wanted to go to college, but Jerome didn't make it to college because Jerome passed away last night. You know, and then after that, like, we have the thing that keep on going, because the people that killed Jerome, you know, they must go next. And this is why I try to tell my brothers and sisters in the hood, that cycle right there, we need to stop the get back, okay? We need to stop the get back, and we need to really start to teach each other. Okay? Like all of the nonsense of teaching each other before and talking about each other before, yes, some of it helped, but nowadays we really need to teach each other for real. We need to stop the bodies from dropping. We need to stop the hate. Okay? We need to stop it. We need to control it, because there's a lot of nonsense. A lot. You know, you have people, they dying for no reason. You know, because somebody think they don't deserve to live. Because somebody think that they're God. Or somebody think that they're better than others. No. No. We have to really start to teach each other again. We got to teach each other how to love each other. That hate stuff is weak. Because a lot of times, they're going to tell you loving each other was weak. I'm going to tell you this, man. That hate that you portray is weak. Okay? That's weak. Hate is weak. Love is strong. I don't know how they went feeding into the world of telling the world that, yeah, man, you show love. That's weak, man. No. 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 How could you really teach people that, like, love is weak and hate is strong? Because that's where I get back to the point where people are teaching people nonsense. People are teaching people wrong. And people been teaching each other wrong. You can't follow that. You cannot. Okay? You cannot, because it's just to the point where people really think that the so-called devil that they made up, right, is stronger than the Most High. Never, ever, ever. Never. You know, like, humans make up some of the weirdest stories and some of the weirdest fairy tales. And then they really want others to believe it. And this is why I said again, I'm going to say this topic, the headline, crash test dummies. People are trying to make people into crash test dummies. But don't fall into it. Be your original self. Be who you got to be. Be who you're supposed to be. You know, you brought into this world not to copy or not to follow a system. You brought into this world to be your own individual self. You brought in this world to understand what you're living in, to understand that this is a journey, to understand that all of this is like, is different checkpoints. Every year in your life is a different checkpoint. You know, it's a different evolution. Every year you get wiser, or you supposed to get wiser. That's why I don't really believe in the word they made up as in old timers. Yes, you have a lot of people that do forget things that happen, but you have to look at a lot of the negative energy and a lot of the blocks that they put in life, where people are forgetting certain things in this world. Not because they want to, not because they can, it's because of the force fields that's around. Okay? You have many different things that people are intaking from the foods, from what they watch, from the people that they're around. Okay? But, as I always say, the positive energy in this world would override the nonsense that they think is better. So you have to let them do what they do. Carry on. Excuse me. Yeah, you have to let them do what they do and carry on, because some of them won't stop. Some of them don't know how to stop, because what they're doing, they're used to doing, and they think it's normal. Okay? And what you're doing is bad. You have to understand, people that do certain things in this world, the same as you think about them doing evil, or it looks crazy, or it's chaotic, that's the same that they think about what you're doing. Okay? Now, let me get on this point. Some people put themselves in holes, and they don't know how they're going to get out that hole. But they always try to drag people in the hole with them. They always try to drag somebody in the hole with them, because the hole that they created for themselves, when they finally drop in the hole that they created for themselves, and they see that they're lonely and nobody would follow them into that nonsense, this is when they want to drag people down with them. They're trying to take you to rehab. No, no, no. Don't go. Do not go. Do not follow the dark path of certain people. Do not do that. Okay? Because they got certain people that's thinking that, oh, if I do this, man, I'm going to get away. Got certain people in this world, they thinking that they'll do negative stuff behind your back, or they'll do it in the front, and they think they'll have no consequences to what they do. Nah, man, everybody got a price to pay. Okay? And some people don't like to put evil in their place, but you have to always put evil in this place, because that's the reason why evil people get away with evil things. Because good never step up to the plate sometimes, and you let them keep on going. You let them keep on going. You gotta stop them in their tracks, because I'm gonna say this. If you say you work for God, or if you say you work for the Most High, or if you say you believe or you know God, you have to know whether you call God a he, a she, or whatever energy you think God is, or the Most High is. That power is not going to leave you powerless. Okay, I'm going to say it again. That power is not going to leave you powerless. If your heart, mind, and body, you keep it clean, we're going to keep the soul out of this right now. If that's clean, and you keeping it clean, trust me, the Most High gonna give you power, and you gonna always have power. You will never, when those things are clean, you are never powerless. Okay? And even when you think you don't have power, you got power. Just because somebody tell you you don't got power don't mean that you don't got power. Okay, yes, the tongue is very, very, very powerful. But you know what? The soul is even more powerful. So don't believe in the words that people will throw upon you. Believe in yourself and believe in the Most High, because that's power. Okay? You can't believe in weak humans that will want to tear you down with their words. Don't you ever really see that people that want to tear people down with words? Like, I don't really like to explain this, but this is how you show how weak some humans are. Humans that want to tear other humans down with words, right? You show yourself. You show how weak you are. You show that them same words that you try to tear people down with, some of those words probably already tore you down. Okay? Those same words that you try to use, or that same behavior, somebody probably did that to you already, or you have all of that inside of you already. Many men will bury their brothers rather than pull him up from falling into his grave. I'm going to say it again. Many men will bury their brothers rather than pull him up from falling into his grave. Now, I'm going to say this, because he said the brothers, but I know he mean the brothers and sisters as well. Let me say this. That's deep right there. Because some people will watch you crash out, right? Before they tell you to stop that. Some people will watch you do yourself bad before they tell you to stop that. Some people will see you going down a dark hill that you can't see, but they see you going down, and they will continue to watch you walk down that hill. And then when you get there, those are the same people that laugh at you while you down that dark hill. You know, and this is why I say, like, I know there's a lot of people around the world that they not holding their sense together, but you know what? I'm not with beating people down, okay? And that's why I like that comment right there. That's why I like that energy right there. Because before you try to really beat somebody down, pick them up, man. And I don't know what's wrong with people that can't even really do that. Because you got, like, I'm going to say this, yo, and this, I mean all people. Something really got to be wrong with you when you beat a person down. Okay? And some people will say mental issues, but as I say, we can't keep blaming certain things on mental health when a lot of problems in the world are deeper than mental health. This goes very deep. Because it get back to where people will look at certain problems in the world, right? But this is where it get back to certain people's souls. Certain people's souls are corrupt. So they'll want to go corrupt another soul. And this is what you see. People lashing out in the physical. Okay? People are lashing out in the physical. Where we have killings. We have arguments. We have a lot of things that's going on. Because people's soul is not balanced. Brothers and sisters both, we destroy ourselves while facing the process of elimination. We eliminate each other and the spectators getting off on this reality. And that's right there. That's one thing I don't like. Okay, because I say, you think I'm going to watch us fooling each other when I know other people watching and they laughing? They love it. But y'all love to make them love watching you act like a fool. And you thinking that it's something cool. You thinking that it's something, oh, give me another award. Give me another plaque. Give me another goal. Nah, man. Nah. There's nothing good about it. We are not entertaining people. We are not here to be clowns. We are not here to entertain nobody. Get that in your head. Okay? You're not here to entertain nobody. You're not here to be nobody clowns. You're not here to play people jokers. And that's what I say. Crash test dummies. Okay? Crash test dummies. You don't want to crash around in this world for attention and for people attention. Then when you look at it, what do you got? What do you got? Or what have you gotten? What you got? Financing one another. Blood spill here. We are killing ourselves. And that's every day. But people want to talk about gang or you hard body or you something or like yo, like let me be honest, man, because a lot of the brothers around the world don't like to be honest about this. You just being an animal and turning yourself into an animal and creating more animals, okay? Because don't matter how much you will try to explain certain things about the hood and certain gangs, let me tell you, man, if your gang meant so much to you, right, and it wasn't a killing machine, you would steer your gang another direction. And you wouldn't steer your gang into killing black men just because black men have a different color. I say people can't, you can't, like, I don't play with people explaining anything to me when it comes to black people, okay? Because from top to bottom, from left to right and straight in the center, none of us ain't never seen nothing good, man, of what been going on in our communities. But people been putting makeup over it. Okay? We'll put makeup over it and say, this is a gang. This is a family. Man, to be honest with you, that so-called gang and family, right? I was thinking about this the other day. When the KKK was doing what they wanted to do in America, you ain't never step up to gang one bit. You know, like, so this is why I say it grows deeper than mental health, okay? Because a lot of people will argue and fight with you for real situations and questions that they don't want to answer because they know it's the chump inside of them, okay? It's plain and simple. They'll love for you to keep on arguing. Keep on. You know, because everybody there laughing. You know, a lot of black people always want to ask questions, right? But let me tell you, whether you want to call it good or bad, whether you want to call it this and that, the more people watch us disrespect each other, it's the more others is going to disrespect us, okay? And this is why everything, it's on a no holds bar when it comes to everybody, okay? Because people watch what goes on, you know, but for some strange reason, certain black people like to ignore the realness of what's going on in the world. And everybody is paying attention. Okay? Just remember, when you take everything for a joke and you don't want to pay attention to certain things, everybody else is paying attention to what you're supposed to pay attention to. You know? Don't come and cry at the end of the day when everything is all over. You know, like, it got to come to a point on this earth where a lot of the playing stops, black man. A lot of the nonsense have to stop. For real, because it gets tiring when you have to keep on talking to grown men. Where I'm getting to the point where I look at certain things in the world with a lot of black men in America, or whether it's the Caribbean islands, and some, they love it. They love it. They fell in love with it. And they don't care. They don't care to stop and think, what am I doing? What are we doing? Okay, because I thought about it the other day. And I was like, a lot of people don't think about this, but I like to think about a lot of stuff that people don't think about. And I like to talk about a lot of stuff that people don't talk about. And I was washing my hands the other day. And I done seen it over the years of my life, but I asked myself this question. I wonder if people would really think that somebody in a gang, no matter what gang you in, do people in gangs believe in the Most High? And I say you can't, okay? You can't. And I don't care how anybody put this, but when you in a gang, or whether you in certain street things, you're not into no, you don't care about certain things, okay? And the reason why I tell my black people and melanated people, let's stop faking, because one thing I don't like is the faking and the lying. Okay, I don't like the false tales, I don't like it. And the false tales been killing us even more. Because every day you'll have somebody lying more and more. But every day that somebody dies in a gang, whether it's in the West Indies, or whether it's in America, or whether it's in Canada, or whether it's London, where they go to a church, a temple, and a mosque, and they bury them, right? And the majority of it, some of these people that's in gangs, your gang don't bury you. Your gang could care less. Okay, because I'm going to say this to a lot of my brothers and sisters that's still living, that's in gangs. Gotta understand, man, you're just another number, okay? The gang name will live on forever, but you'll just be another number. Yes, you'll probably be somebody that was, heavy name in the gang, but other than that, no. You live and you go, because one thing that gang don't tell people, you don't really matter, okay? You don't matter, okay? You're just another subject, okay? You're just another thing, okay? You're another piece of body. But they'll tell you, oh no, this is an OG, this is a soldier. Nah. Because even a lot of OGs, right? They're nothing but subjects as well. Okay? They're nothing but subjects as well. But these are the subjects that turn other people into subjects. Sometimes these coward OGs nowadays stay in the background and let young kids and young males and women do things that they'll never do in their lives. But what do? We lie every day and say, oh, we're good. We're helping our communities. Well, you know what? Like I said the other day, when these people are ready to come back for their community and their neighborhoods, because you have a strange way of believing that This is your hood. Nah, they just letting you borrow it for now. Cause trust me, like I told my brother, when they want the Bronx back, when they want Brooklyn back, when they want Chicago back, it's no accent. Okay? And this is why they could let you beat the community up. They'll let you do whatever you want to your so-called community. But when they're ready to come and take back ownership, they're ready to take back ownership. What you're doing right now to your hood and your community, you're just renting it from them. Okay? Yeah, I'm back, people. Excuse me for that. Nah, man. Brothers need to wake up, because you're very valuable in this world, and Sometimes I wonder, but I know it's all in due time. You can't try to force unity. You have to let it come naturally. I just wish that the hate wouldn't be produced so much, and create other hate. Because I like to see, as I just told one of my Dominican friends, me and him just said, we can't go back in the past. But I told him we could learn from the past to make the present better. And a lot of people don't like to go back in the past. But I like to go back in the past because, as I always said, like, what happened in the past is what we're living today in the present. And what happened in the present is what's going to take the future, and for some strange reason, a lot of people like to escape talking about the past, present, and future. You can't, they all three go together, okay? Because if you try to not, like, put them all three together and act like you do not have them three together, you was a baby before. Then you became a teenager. Then you became a young man. Then you became a man. You was a baby. Then you became a little girl. Then you became a teenage girl. Then you became a young woman. Then you became a woman. It's all the same person still. It's just different stages. So, like, one love, man. One aim, one destiny, one aim, man. Like, we are one in this world. But it's just that many people will try to divide. We are many. People are trying to divide it, but you can't let the people divide the world. Because those who want to stay in their own corner should be them so-called world leaders. They need to stay in their own corner. Stay nice and fit in their own corner. Because they're the ones that's trying to divide the people. They're the ones that's not really helping the people at all. You're hurting the people more than you're helping the people. You're not doing good. You think you're doing good, and you come on TV and talk about you're doing good, or you come on TV and you lie to the people every day. Every day you continue to lie, and they actually love lying to the people. But we're going to end how we started. Do not be a crash test dummy for nobody out there. Open-minded, shout out to you. Proud mixed child, shout out to you. Thank you for everybody that joined this live. Thank you for your energy and thank you for your time. Much love to you, Bucks. Big up. Nuestra Familia, big up to you. Much love to all of y'all. Thank y'all very much for joining this live. Much respect. Thank you. God bless.